Hello, now I'm going to head into Module 2, one of the last assignments, case programming assignment 2 and 3. Again, this is somewhat similar to the prior examples that, you're using the ebook, but you have two modules that you're going to have to build very similar to what Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 was like. As you take a quick peek, this is where I'm going to be taking you right here, cases in case programming assignment 2 and 3. You're going to have to come back here again to upload your files here to turn in. So I'm going to jump over to the resource page, programming resource page. I very well have to log in. The assignment is going to be having you go to the back of the ebook. So you will see that you're going to have to open the ebook. All right, so if I'm going to right click and open the assignment page, but not only one ebook, I'm going to be posting two ebooks on this page because Chapter 2 and 3 went together. The same case programmings in the back of the book mirror each other in the back of the chapter. There's information in Chapter 2 about case programming 2 and information about 3, the same project. So you're going to be working on the same projects in both chapters. So you very well may have to have two tabs over, scroll down, get to both of those pages so you can flip back. And some of the directions are similar, but I do see a little bit of differences in the object and what they're showing you on both of the figures on the page. So real quick, looking at the grade sheet, if I scroll up above here, there's directions in the classroom and direction virtual, just taking a snapshot of what we're doing. Understand that I think there's a little bit more time consuming with the build section with assignment 2, and there's a heck of a lot less code. All right, so that's why there's a little bit difference in both of these, where I think there's the same amount of time in programming assignment 3 of the form and the code. I think there's probably going to be equal amount of time when with that build. So just to give you an understanding of what both of these codes, again, going to need the flower box on them, header, and the purpose, read into the directions a little bit. One's dealing with a banking and one's dealing with a tech firm, a computer firm. So give me, a short sentence, very short sentence summarizing the purpose of the program, and you should be able to find it in the directions. Maybe I'll point that out to you when we get there. So if I go back to the assignment page, there's going to be a download, okay? What I just clicked on, and that's where you're going to be doing your screenshots. Okay, so I have given you a document that you can take your screenshots and again put them into the Word document. And I'll try to open that up shortly to also show you that. But I want to move forward with trying to get the ebooks open and get to the right pages of the ebook. So as I wait for that Word document to open up, I'm simply going to drop down and continue reviewing. You see Chapter 2 and 3. I'm going to be going there next and just getting to the back of each of those chapters. Below you see Programming Assignment 2, details and some downloads. Assignment 3, little directions, downloads, and you can look at the code and then how to turn it in. So if I scroll back up, note if I jump to Chapter 2 and open that, right clicking, and I have it right here, and you can see this is the Chapter 2 ebook. You see the banking section. The banking on Chapter 2 goes to about 1.5 pages, and you can see for the most part what the form looks like here. It has a little requirement document that you should try to read through. If I jump over to Chapter 3, again, it may have somewhat of the same direction, and it basically said from the mock-up you created in Chapter 2. So at this point in Chapter 3, it thinks that you have created a little bit of the project in Chapter 2 that you're going to be continuing with right here in Chapter 3. So understand there is a little bit details, and you can see the banking here. Okay, so you can now see the pictures where time before you did a little mock-up on this. So just understand that you know, it looks enhanced here. Now, I did not give you all of the, how should I say it, properties of this. If I thought back, you can just note, okay, looks like they just put the controls here in the image in chapter 2 here, and it has welcome up on the board. And I think by looking at this, I feel that you guys should be able to generate this. Now, understand this right here, guys. This whole thing is one block of label. Now, you can make it different labels. You can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 labels here. You can have 6 labels, or you can do a one big block, which is multiple lines. And the property of a text box or a label, excuse me, look for multiple lines, and if you turn those multiple lines on, you can expand and type more information in versus one line going down there. So if I go back and look at chapter 3, you see a little bit different color. Okay, you can see what the buttons are kind of different, kind of mirroring the same property setting of the chapters. All right, but if you feel you want to try explore different color, whatnot, that's fine. Notice how the button here, again, the view button, once you click that button, it looks like this button may become inactive. Okay, or something. It changes. So again, just a representation of that. So if I scroll down to chapter problem 3 a little bit quick, Visual Basic 2010 term. All right, this would be the next problem in the sequence of it. So don't even jump to 3. Simply work on 2 and work through the problem before you move on to 3 and work on 3. Okay, so again, chapter 2 is some sort of generic directions, and you can see a form that probably just has no changes to the the color of the form, but you know, you can see if you have to zoom in very well and you can't read everything on the form, zoom in. I think you should be able to read the text on this when you zoom into that object. Notice you don't have the image here, how it's looking, right? So I believe you should be able to make that form simply looking at that content and on that form. And if I scroll down to chapter 3, and you can see the directions are probably going to be saying for the most part, but and you continue on and looking at this image, it gives you some more additional background. So in the big scheme of things, if I sum this assignment up with a few words, then I'll go back to the webpage review some of the downloads of such. The big scheme of things, there's really no major arithmetic or logic in this unit, in this module here, or these assignments. Unlike what we did the example problems, I gave you some math. Okay, all this is working with code that will change the property of a document during runtime. We noticed that chapter assignment where we were clicking the button and the pictures were coming on and off like a light switch. Okay, so all you're doing is writing code and turning something on, writing code that's turning something off. True, false methods of allowing information to be shown or hide information on a form. So that's not really logic in the form of math, an equation, dealing with numbers, a factor in something. So we did experience in example problems having to clear data from a cell, and that's kind of very similar right here because we're taking the data out, we're clearing it. And these problems right here, we didn't see any text boxes, so that did not really bring on any arithmetic. So if I go back to the assignment page now, just to finish this, you know, work with chapter 2 first, get that done, dump those screenshots into that document, save that document as that Word document as case programming assignment 2 and 3, followed by your last name. You have an image to the bank, which is right here, and you have a snippet of the code. I'm not going to open it, but I'm letting you know that the code's right there. Make sure the flower box in it. You cannot delete any of the public class, end class. Those are important structures in the program. Finally, jumping over the example problem, problem assignment 3. The picture's right here. and the code's right here. I'm giving you a snippet of code. Just understand this is projecting a 2010 date on the form. I didn't mention that, but go ahead and make it relevant and just put the current date instead of 2010 or any assignment moving forward. If you see like a past date, it's go ahead and put 2020 on it with regards to that. So I also talk about the print button. If we were in the classroom, all right, I'd be asking you guys to build print buttons on your form. We're not printing, so I'm asking you for right now, if you're virtual, skip over putting a print button on the form. So if you feel you want to add internal comments, and I think you should a little bit, one apostrophe, some asterisks, even though we did that in console application, Mike, you saw it maybe a little bit in the example problems, but probably not. Go ahead and try to support some comments of what you think the code's doing, okay? Turning off, opening up the label, making the label visible. Okay, when you help support that. Change all those properties. If you have 3 button on the form, I shouldn't be seeing in the code button 1, button 2, button 3. I should be seeing meaningful what those are. BTN and what the button is. BTN what the button is. Label. Okay, change the property of the label. If it's going to be visible, LBL and the bank hours. Call it bank hours as a label. That will open up or make it more relevant, these properties that are going to be used in the form. So that's important as well. So here's a quick peek at the Word document that you'll be using to put your screenshots in. Understand I got like 4 screens here. One's dealing with 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the form screenshot, go right in here. The code screenshot, go right in here. And then for 3 and 4, do the same. Understand the code. Please put your flyer box in there and screenshot from the tab, the flyer box, and all the code. During the forms, just do it during runtime, okay? And obviously, I can't stand behind you and watch it right now. Watch you clicking on the label and make it visible. But I should understand if that button, if the button's on, they may turn on and turn off, okay? Like for the banking, okay? So do something to the property so you can't click the button anymore after you have to hit exit. So this would then be part of the Dropbox of submitting it. Put your name at the top, and I should see the images inside this Word document. As you're turning it in, if you're virtual, you're going to be taking that document and submitting it into Canvas in the submit button. So I think for the most part, this should conclude a review of this example problem.